trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. If I wake up with a bad attitude, I fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything and every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free. Moment by moment, it's all up to me. 'Cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I find the way with every little thought I think. What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? You gotta watch your thinking. When I'm feeling down and blue, I found a trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. I want to be happy, I choose to be free. Moment by moment, it's all up to me. 'Cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. What you thinking? 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 You gotta watch your thinking.
Thank you, Ashley. Wow, what are we thinking? Great thoughts. Good morning. I am Gwendolyn Smith, your practitioner host for today. And let's begin by saying it is a pleasure to welcome you to the Center of Spiritual Living of Nashville, Tennessee. And welcome to those who are watching online. Reverend John's talk today is love more than a feeling. And we're also happy today to welcome our guest artist, Ashley Welt. And if you're here for the first time, Center for Spiritual Living Nashville is an inclusive, new thought spiritual community. We believe that we are individualized expressions of God. We teach the power of our thoughts to create the lives we want. Our mission is to help people live best lives through a practical spiritual teaching that you can use every day. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome to here. And I'd like to start with a quote from Ernest Holmes. I am still and receptive to life, and I let life flow through me into all that I do, say, and think. Now, join with me now in a moment of meditation. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath in towards your heart. Breathe in deeply. And as you're breathing in deeply through your nose, relax. As we go on a journey on the beach, and we look out and we look at that vast, beautiful, infinite ocean, and look up at the sky, we cannot tell the difference where the sky and the ocean ends. Now let us walk and feel that sand between our toes, and we are looking at the sun as it goes down. Well, we're immersing ourselves in that absolute light, that healing light, that vibrant light, and radiant light that is going straight to our heart. And as it moves in us and around us, we know that we're in our happy place, our sacred place. We are aligned with consciousness. We are knowing I am enough, absolute love. I am enough, peace and happiness. I am enough, success and abundance. I am enough, healing and revealing. Say with me, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. And so it is.
Today must be the most beautiful day I've ever lived. Waves are coming in, but I am sitting still. There is nothing I want for, I got everything that I need. So my conclusion is, it's the most beautiful day I've ever lived. This special morning is the most fabulous morning I've seen. Woke up with the sunshine, made myself a cup of tea. Grandpa kissed my forehead, grateful for another day. So simple harmony to me, it's the universe's way. Today must be the most beautiful day I've ever lived. Waves are coming in, but I am sitting still. There is nothing I want for, I got everything that I need. So my conclusion is, it's the most beautiful day I have ever lived. Time out for a walk, feeling all in all that I am. Flowing with the rivers of life, trusting boy and woman and man. I am the flowers, I am everything that you see. Living in perfect harmony in a beautiful world made for me. Today must be the most beautiful day I've ever lived. Waves are coming in, but I am sitting still. There is nothing I want for, I got everything that I need. So my conclusion is, it's the most beautiful day
Testing. Oh, there I am. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm just turning this on so it doesn't turn off on me. There we go. As I was saying, I'm Reverend John. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm so grateful that you're here today, the day that Spirit has made. You know, I just see so many beautiful faces and new people and old friends, or people who are becoming my old friends. And I'm just wondering if you could turn to your neighbor and just say good morning, particularly if it's somebody you don't know. Yeah. Because today we're talking about love, and love feels a little nebulous sometimes, particularly because we talk about it a lot in our spiritual philosophy. But I think of it as spirit, as this thing that is within us, that is us, always and ever expressing. And it is our divine nature. It is certainly more than an emotion. And I was looking for inspiration for my talk today, and I came across this book that I had from years and years. It's Living from the Soul, which is a book about the 7 spiritual principles of Ralph Waldo Emerson. And it's by Sam Torode, Torode, if you're interested. And last week we talked a little bit about Ernest Holmes, and we talked about some of the Eastern philosophies, the prana and the chakras and energy systems, and how there is this sort of interesting connection and inspiration that Holmes found in those Eastern teachings. And sometimes you have to kind of look for it, but it's absolutely there. And Emerson was somebody that was very inspirational to Ernest Holmes, so I wanted to bring him in a little bit. And he also had a connection to our Eastern philosophies. He was someone who had read the Gita, the Bhagavad Gita, back in the 1800s, 1840s or so, and that moment in time, actually a lot of the transcendentalists at the time were reading these Eastern philosophies and developing what came to be known as this American literature, American transcendentalist movement. And they were very steeped in this and inspired by the Gita. And so I thought, well, we're already there. We're already finding this connection with our Eastern philosophy friends, so why not keep going? And it's so interesting, if you really start to study American literature in particular, you'll start to see that there are many people that are inspired by this teaching. Longfellow, Melville, T.S. Eliot, Allen Ginsberg, Walt Whitman. Many of these writers, and many more, Nathaniel Hawthorne, many others, were really influenced by these teachings. And of course, our friend Thoreau. So what we start to understand is that American literature was really steeped in this Eastern philosophy. And it's almost impossible to look at American literature without also looking at the Eastern literature, the Eastern philosophies. So I thought, this is perfect. I love this. This is so much fun. And Emerson really helps us, I think. These 7 principles brings home to me this idea of love in spirit in a way that's a little bit more, like we can get our arms around it a little bit more rather than leaving it as sort of this, it's love, which is lovely, but we want to kind of ground it a little bit more. And so the first principle is the inner compass. And the question that we find ourselves asking ourselves is, what is guiding our life? What is it that's guiding our life as we move along? We know that there are a lot of external voices, I don't know, does anybody look at TikTok or X, what used to be Twitter, or Gram, Insta, yeah, and the notorious Facebook? Any of these places are great places to hear a lot of different voices coming at you, and they can be very impactful. And our teaching, and what we hope that we share together in this room when we come together, is that listening to that inner guidance, that inner voice, that when we allow the external to quiet down, we can become more in touch with and aware of that inner voice. And we understand, so this first principle teaches us that there is a presence within each of us that knows the way, knows that love is the way. So it is a place where we breathe into it and we find that spaciousness of, I can just allow these voices to chatter away without losing myself in them, without losing my center in them. In fact, there's a quote that is actually from the book, and the quote is, "The light that shines above the heavens and above this world, the light that shines in the highest world beyond which there are no others, that is the light that shines in your heart," the Upanishads. And we find this same teaching in our teaching. So we're going to keep making that connection. And then the second principle that he talks about is, as you sow, you shall reap. We've heard this before. Cause and effect, right? The conditioned self, we get conditioned as we move through life. We become, it actually gets foisted on us from a very early age to walk a certain path, to be a certain kind of person in the world, to fill a certain role. I'll give you a little, I don't know, this might be a little controversial, but why not? I think that one of the ways in which we start to assign roles for ourselves in life happens right the minute we're born. The minute we're born, one of the first questions that is always asked, right, is it a boy or is it a girl? And my feeling is we should just get rid of that question. And those gender reveal parties, I think the gender reveal parties should happen when you're 16. And you throw your own gender reveal party and you tell us who you are, rather than us telling you and programming you right from the beginning. So there is this thing of like falling into these roles, and not all of it is bad. I'm not making it necessarily wrong, but I'm just highlighting how there are those of us who have been thrown into those roles that have really fought against it a lot of our lives, and it's hard for a child to do that. The soul is essence and truth. It is our divine identity. And Ernest Holmes talks about it as the indwelling presence. I talk about it too when I do prayer. I talk about getting in touch with that. I don't know, for me, it is that place within me that I've always been aware of, like always. It's never not been aware of it. And it is, I don't know, it just feels like it has its own eternal nature to it. And Parker Palmer talks about this in his most recent book. He talks about the idea that you can get in touch with this part of yourself that has never not known that it existed. You've always known that you've existed. That is the eternal part of us. We are eternal beings. And so once we get in touch with that, then we're really centered in that indwelling presence. We can come back to center with our indwelling identity. And then the next principle he talks about is trusting that inner voice. And trusting it means that nothing outside of you can harm you, which is a crazy bold statement. Now, what we've seen in stories and anecdotes that people have shared who've been through horrendous life experiences is that they can have experiences of the body being put into very challenging circumstances. But the soul, the inner light, the inner life, the inner who they really are is never changed, right? It's listening to that inner voice and understanding that that gentle moment of stillness and listening to that intuition is grounding to us. It is our inner identity. So we let go of the fear of being wrong. We let go of the need for approval. We let go of those things and sit in the center of that space of knowing, breathing into, you know what? That eternal part of me can never be touched. We talked about this a few weeks ago when I was doing the teaching symbol. This is the evolution part of us. We get to choose that. We are the meaning makers in our own lives. In other words, all of these life experiences, we can categorize and give meaning to whatever way we want. And our teaching is suggesting to us that the more we look at it as, oh, this is an opportunity for me to deepen my compassion. This is an opportunity for me to deepen my forgiveness. This is an opportunity for me to deepen my connection to spirit. Then it becomes something even more revelatory. And the question becomes, what am I cultivating internally and eternally? But what am I cultivating internally? And then I have another quote for you, but this is by Henry David Thoreau. If you advance confidently, you probably heard this before. I know I've heard, yeah, right? If you advance confidently in the direction of your dreams and endeavor to live the life you imagine, you will meet with success unexpected in common hours. This is a very common prosperity teaching too, abundance teaching, that when we connect with spirit, this is part of our spiritual mind treatment practice. If you're new here, we do a form of prayer that's called spiritual mind treatment, and it follows 5 steps, and it's a thoughtful, psychological, scientific process to take us from being in a situation that is that we're experiencing situations and circumstances that we perhaps want to change, and we go through step by step to realize that inner light, that inner life, that we can change the outcome by changing the cause, which is our thoughts. And so Henry David Thoreau, who was also very, just so you know, was very into the Gita. Actually, he considered the Gita his Bible. That was his source material. And you find it all through Walden if you ever read Walden. So this idea that nothing can harm us and that the universe is inside of us. The world around us is a reflection of the world around us is a reflection of the world within us. That's probably one of the hardest things in our spiritual teaching, that we look out and go, well, look at all the craziness in this world. You're telling me this is within me? Well, you know what it is. It isn't that the behaviors that you're seeing play out in the world are necessarily your behaviors. But what I think we're seeing is our fears, our insecurities, those places where we're holding limited ideas or limiting thoughts, where we're stepping into allowing fear to be our guide, allowing ego to be our guide, rather than stepping a little more firmly into our spirituality. And our path here, and I think one of the reasons we're having this life experience as human beings, is to work through that. So the world doesn't become something that we need to be necessarily judgy of or afraid of, but it becomes an information. It becomes a data loop. Oh, I see that thing happening out here. That's not something that I really resonate with, so there's some work for me to do internally. And once I start doing that work, I move confidently, as David Thoreau tells us, to know that as I do my work, I am actually changing things. That is also one of the more challenging parts, because we think, well, I'm just me, what am I going to do? But I do think that we definitely can change the world by changing our internal atmosphere, our mental atmosphere. And it's not that you have to be afraid of your thoughts, because it's never one thought. It is actually a pattern of thinking. It is a line of thinking that we get into. And we're constantly invited to keep expanding those lines, no matter where we are and how benevolent and altruistic we are. We're always being invited for more. We're going to do a series of talks, I think, like July or August, around limitlessness, where we're starting to understand that all this is inviting us to let go of things the ways in which we limit ourselves. And most of it is self-imposed. Now, we are in a collection of consciousnesses having these experiences, and so we do rub up against each other and bounce off each other, and that's part of working it all out as well. So there is some truth to that. So just keeping in mind that my personal work is aligning with that inner light, aligning with that highest good, and keeping my eye, I always say it this way, move towards the light, move towards what is love, what is harmony, what is joy, what is peace, what is wholeness. That's the direction I want to move in. I may go like this, but I want to go that way. And then the next principle is identify with the infinite. Center your identity on the soul, and your life's purpose will unfold. So it's not a denial of hardship, but a reclaiming of authorship. So, yeah, tough times happen. There are tough times happening right now for people in this room, right here, right now. I'm aware. So I just breathe into that. And what I know is that whyever that came about, whenever that came about, however it came about, I know that what is possible is for that situation or set of circumstances to shift. And if you don't believe it, and I can understand why you might not, I hope that you believe that I believe it. And the reason I believe it isn't just because I read it in a book. It's because I've experienced it. I have experienced what looked like rock-solid granite, like will never change, will never move, will never alter life experiences, situations, conditions that have become malleable and have shifted. And it's what, every time I think about those demonstrations, we call them demonstrations, when we see this spirit in action in our lives, every time I see it, I am never cease to be totally blown away by it, completely and totally amazed. There is another quote that I wanted to share with you. Epictetus. Each time an obstacle arises, remind yourself of this truth. When you understand that outside events do not touch your deepest self, you can use any circumstance to your benefit. Trust fate and trust yourself. I think he's using fate here very poetically. I'm not a thinking that something has already been prescribed for you. We have free will. We can make whatever we want to make out of life. I think fate is that we are destined to live eternally, and we are destined to, what do they say in some of the old-time spiritual communities? They would say you're destined to come home. Come home to your true self. Come home to that pure love. Come home to that pure expansion of beautiful, loving, holistic consciousness. That we're always going in that direction. That is ultimately our fate. So, and we can go there very directly, or we can go there in a very circuitous route. So it's up to us. And then he talks about living in the present, living in the now moment. And we know this, right? The past is memory, the past is the past, and the future hasn't happened yet. It's imagination, if it's anything. And in the presence, there is power. So we have a practice, right? We practice breath. the breath, which is this physical experience, but it's also a very spiritual experience. It connects those two worlds beautifully. So using the breath really brings us into harmony with that and presence that. We use our awareness. Our awareness, I think, is aware of what is happening. So we're not pretending that things aren't happening. We see them, and we're also aware of our spiritual truth. So we see them in a very centered, grounded place, and we can hold a space of a bigger idea for ourselves and for the world. We think about that right now with the circumstances that we're in and around the country. Some of which may be challenging for you. I know some of them are challenging for me. So I breathe into that, and when I do my spiritual work, I hold a bigger idea for what is possible here and now in this world, in this community, in this city, in this state, in the world. I just know that there is a bigger idea that's wanting to emerge. And what I also know is that I am not alone in this, that there are many, many, many good people that are calling this forward and taking action, moving their feet as they say these prayers and making these things happen. Doesn't get as much press, isn't as popular on social media, but they're out there. And so I join my heart with their heart and know that this creates a vibration. We talked about energy last week. This creates an energy of love that is going to shift what is happening around us. And then we practice this crazy idea called gratitude. Gratitude sometimes seems really far away and hard to reach. Gratitude is the space in which I know that I've been given the gift of life, and I've been given the gift of free will, and I've been given the gift of consciousness, this awareness that I can use to bring forward more and more good for myself and the people around me, And then the seventh principle is, just making sure I didn't have another slide, union with the infinite. We are one with the infinite. So our soul, our true selves are not separate from spirit. Holmes' teaching says we are individualized expressions of the one life, We go from seeking to recognizing, not trying to connect, but I am connected. And then we integrate it into our daily lives. And we have this last quote that I wanted to share with you. No one can hurt me but myself, for no one else can make me forsake the good and embrace the bad. I get to choose. And what we try to do as we come together as a community is give each other support, because a lot of times when we're choosing the more negative or the more limiting path, it's out of fear, right? I don't have enough, so I've got to grab all that I can grab before you grab it, because if you grab it, then I won't have it. That's coming out of fear. And I want to say, yeah, of course you're going to feel that way. That's that survival thing that's in us. It's not making ourselves wrong. It's stopping for a minute and taking a breath and going, oh, wait a minute. I remember I'm actually one with Source. And that means that the entire kingdom of the universe is mine here and now. So you can have yours and I can have mine. And in fact, what is mine can never be taken from me. I now remember that, and I can sit in that affirmation, that line of thinking. The first step was recognizing I'm having this experience. The second step was remembering, oh, right, that's right. I am an expression of this divine truth. One of the things that is talked about both in the Gita and in Emerson is this idea of the oversoul. The oversoul. So he talks about it as we might use the word spirit or source or universe or divine intelligence, whatever your word or phrase is, he uses the word oversoul. In fact, he wrote an essay about it. You can find it. It's actually a beautiful essay on the oversoul. And in the Gita, they talk about it as the super soul, which I like because I keep imagining with a big F. But anyway, I don't know. Super soul. In Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass, there's a lot of, you'll find a lot of harmony in that with the Gita. Quakerism is a spiritual path that has a deep relationship with the Gita. This idea of the inner light, which is in Quakerism, and we talk about that in ours. It's funny to see how we have these relationships with these other paths that we kind of borrow from and work with, and then we sort of find our own way with it. And of course, with our path here at Centers for Spiritual Living Nashville, and all Centers for Spiritual Living, I am never going to tell you what you should do or must do or supposed to do. I don't like those words, really. I want to let that go and let you find your own way. It's the only way it works. I can tell you when I first encountered New Thought when I was very young, I would be like, yeah, some of this makes sense, some of this, no, absolutely not. This is crazy. And now years later, I come back to it and go, oh, that's what they were talking about. Oh, I get it now. So sometimes it takes time. Sometimes I get a little stubborn. But if you keep working it, it keeps getting more and more expansive. Just a couple of other examples. In T.S. Eliot, in the Four Quartets, he talks about fair forward voyagers. This idea that we are on a voyage to ourselves again, really, and this idea of this eternal life, this eternal expansion. And I found this quote. I didn't do a slide for it because I found it after I did the slides, but I really liked it. And this is a Henry David Thoreau quote. And he says, "When you are aligned with your inner nature, love becomes less about need and more about recognition." We start to see it. We encounter people. We see, there's the superficial stuff that we see, but we see way past that. And that becomes just the way we are. Like I look at Gwen and I can immediately see the love and the aura of love that she carries with her everywhere. You can just see, you recognize, oh, there's that love again. There's that God again, right? And it comes in ways that are crazy, these circumstances that are, that you would never expect to have God show up. The ways in which people, caregivers give care, and the person receiving the care, that's monumental. Are you kidding me? That's amazing that people are so connected that they will give of themselves so freely and so willingly. So caregiving, so many different ways. Music is a way of sharing this light, this love, this soul, right? We talk about soul a lot when we talk about music. So we have a lot of channels for it. And just knowing that this is a beautiful experience that we get to say yes to and is ours. I'm not pointing at I am pointing at this book, but only as a way of inspiration. It's not as a way to say you must do it this way. There is no dogma in our teaching, not even science of mind. Ernest Holmes would never have wanted that. That was not at all who he was. He was very much about, let's talk, let's find out, like, how does this work, or is it working? What I can tell you is it does work for me, and it has been working, and it has radically changed my life. And I know I can do the same for you. And I just hold you in very gentle, loving embrace, and knowing that you can't not do it. It's like Ernest Holmes talks about this. I was going to pull this out and I didn't. That you can't not choose. We're always choosing, right? I choose to go to the center. I choose not to go to the center. I choose to put on a blue shirt. I choose to put on the pink shirt or whatever. We're always, always choosing. Even to not choose is a choice. So what we're encouraging is conscious choice. To be thoughtful and aligned with that inner identity, to choose from a place that is deeper than the superficial, right? Okay, so let's take this into prayer. I'm going to invite the practitioners to come up and hold space with me if they're willing or able. You don't have to, but I love it when you do, because our practitioners have gone through a lot of training. So the first year of prac training is really clearing themselves, clearing all that junk out of themselves. And then the second year is really about how to hold prayer, how to counsel, all the how to be a practitioner. But the first year is a deep dive into clearing away anything that's getting in the way of holding the space. So I love having them up here with me and joining me in this prayer. So I invite you to join me as we go through our 5-step prayer. And the first step is recognition. Isn't that funny? We recognize Source as the all, that is this love that is everywhere and every when. It is the creator and creation of all that is. It is all that is. It is present here and now, in and through everything, and so it must be in and through me. It is this life that I am, this joy, this love, this peace, this human, this all that I am. And as I know this for me, I know this for each person in this community. I see and know each person connected to the one as an expression of the one in their eternal life, having this human experience. And so from this place, I just say a word of blessing upon each and every single person. I just breathe into it and know that each person in their own personal spiritual practice is finding their way. I know that inspiration is showing up, divine intelligence is showing up, this divine love is showing up in ways expected and unexpected. I just claim and know that any situation or circumstance that feels or seems like, at first glance, immovable is now moving, is right now shifting. I just claim for each person abundance and prosperity, each person wholeness, each person divine harmony and divine peace, divine love. Just knowing this is the truth of what is happening right here, right now. And I say a blessing upon this community and Nashville and the city and the state and the world. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for the demonstration of this spirit in each person's life. I'm so grateful for this love that simply is and is continuing and is never not present, is never an absence. It's always a presence. I'm so grateful for the power of this, so grateful for this truth, and so grateful for this beautiful, beautiful community. I know that it is all so. I let it be, and collectively and together we say, and so it is. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Reverend John. It was outstanding. The law of giving and receiving shows us that when we give, we receive even more. So if something has touched you today, there are many ways you can share the love with us. We are grateful for your offering. I would like to thank our ushers, Amy Stevens and Mariella. Come on up here and take this money. In addition to the baskets being passed, we also have a few other ways we can accept your gift to the center. You can use a credit card, use our QR code posted in various places. And if you're watching online, there's a link in your screen. And of course, you can visit our website. Now, join with me as we do this affirmation showing up on screen. Please say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts.
I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. And every day I affirm and pray that I'm blessed with everything I have. I release my fear, 'cause it's all so clear. I am held, I am loved, I am safe. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. And now I see what my life can be when I trust in the process and have faith. And now I know that when I let go, I have all that I ever need. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I am well. Thank you.
Make sure you tell them after your closing song, we're going
Right.
straight to.
Thank you, beautiful Ashley. So thank you for being here. Thank you, band. Incredible. Thank you, our tech team, to our ushers and greeters. Thank you to David and Brian for taking care of cafe for us today. Thank you for all the hearts and hands that make today possible. It takes quite a village to bring all this together, and I'm so grateful for everyone's care and expertise and talents. We also have our youth ministry that happens when we have youth here. We're grateful for them. So much good here, so much good. If you want to know what's going on around the center, there is a program, this thing, out and about. So take a look at that. We're not going to do announcements, except to say that we are doing the annual meeting right after this. So there's not going to be a closing song. We'll take a little bit of a 5-minute for the band to clear. You can quick use the bathroom or quick grab something from the cafe. If you're bringing something back in, make sure it has a lid or it's on a plate. We've had some accidents, so we want to keep our chairs looking good and the space looking good, so I appreciate your cooperation with that. If anybody's here for the first time, if you feel brave enough to raise your hand. Oh, here we go. Yay! Thank you. I won't put you on this. Oh, here we go. Thank you. I won't put you on the spot going forward. If it's your Sunday to just come in and hang out and chill, no problem. I also want to say that I am a little dressed up today. I think just because the annual meeting. I was like, what's clean in the closet? And but really, come as you are. Wear shorts and T-shirts, whatever. Please come. Don't let dressing up be the reason you don't come. If you're watching online, hello, my online family. So glad to see you. Please be sure to like and subscribe. If you have anything heavy on your heart, please seek out one of the practitioners that was up here with me earlier. They will hold prayer with you, and they do a beautiful, beautiful job of that. And we also have, and you can go to our website if you're looking for prayer and find practitioners there and contact them there. There's also a prayer box in the back where you can simply write your prayer request, and we'll hold that in prayer for you. And I would say that after the annual meeting, a little bit later today, we have a CPR training if you're interested, so take a look for that. Please stay for the annual meeting. We have a lot of information to share with you, and I hope you'll stay. And we're going to live stream it, so there'll be a new live stream link. Is that right, Dale? Yeah, there'll be a new live stream link specifically for the annual meeting, so this will end, and then that'll immediately begin. So anything else? I think that's it, right? Okay, let's go. Break. 1, 2, 3, break.
This program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.